Hey guys, so today's video is a project pan. I was supposed to do this obviously at the beginning of the month. I do it at the beginning of every month, but I kind of forgot. But also I was kind of sorting out through my things and just trying to figure out kind of what I do with my makeup lately, kind of what suits my style. I guess this is how I do my makeup these days. So that's what's in my project pan. Let's just get into it. Used up a few things and I forgot to take pictures of them because they weren't technically part of my project pan, so I always forget to take pictures of stuff that like aren't part of my project pan. But anyway, I switched up my sponge, my beauty blender, because my other one had like nail marks all over it and then I feel like it just doesn't function the way I want it to function. So this is obviously, I keep on using the Coco Cosmetics marshmallow sponges. This is like this shape, and then they also have like the typical beauty blender shape. So this is my second one of these. I bought a 4-pack of these and then one of just the other shape, so I have 5, well now 4 to get through. So I was using the Pat McGrath Labs primer, and I'm going to be so very completely super honest with you guys. That primer did nothing for me. Nothing. I feel like it literally does nothing to the face. It adds a tiny bit of like, not even moisture, it adds a primer feeling. Like, you know when like traditional primers back in the day just did nothing, and like you would add a primer and you'd be like, I have a primer on my face, because that's what it feels like. It feels like a primer. Yeah, it just did nothing, absolutely nothing for my face. So I just put it back into my shelf and I will decide what I want to do with it later. I feel like I used enough of it now to be like, I kind of know how it works and I don't like it. I think it was just like a waste of a step. Like I feel like my face was just like, I was piling on layers of just stuff that didn't need to be on it. So I also tried the e.l.f. Mini Melt, no, not mini, Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. It's supposed to just cool your face down, but actually this is a direct dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It even looks the same. It's got that same green jelly substance, and then you rub it in and it is tacky, sticky, and everything in between. It literally feels identical. Like you get that same tacky feeling, like that same, literally it's super tacky. And now I don't remember if the Hydro Grip was as tacky as this one. Like I feel like this one is very sticky, extremely sticky, and I feel like it really keeps my face going. So I'll probably be using this through summertime. And I actually got this before I got my Milk Hydro Grip like backups. I've got one regular size, one jumbo size of the Milk Hydro Grip, and now I'm like almost regretting buying them because I feel like this is so much more affordable. You can literally pick it up in the drugstore for like a few pounds and it works so well. Please, if you like the Hydro Grip, try this, let me know what you think. I think this one is super tacky. Like if you're in for that tackiness from the Hydro Grip. And this also does the hydrating bit. It like plumps up your face, almost makes it feel like nice and juicy. And then I think it's the same thing, honestly guys, honestly. So this is entering my project pan. I've been loving using this. I'm already about like this much through it. Then I'm still using the Milk Concealer, but I'm almost done with it. So by next month we'll have a new concealer in. I'm not sure if I want to use the Pat McGrath Labs concealer because lately my skin's been going through a really good patch of just having to spot conceal and not using foundation, which is good for my skin. Not good for the project pan because this foundation is, I'm trying to get through it, but like every time I go to use it, my skin clears up and like I have like no spots on my face right now, which is good. So I just use this under my eyes and like on the slight bits of redness, but that's it. So as you can see through it. I'm already like squeezing it out because it's a squeezy tube, so it's easy to just squeeze the concealer out. By next month, you're not going to see this. So it's either Pat McGrath Labs or it's going to be the Glossy Stretch Concealer just for the summertime because I kind of like that concealer in the summer. But I think Pat McGrath Labs would hold up better in the heat, so I don't know. Anyway, now, like I said, I've not been really using the foundation. I used it a few times. This is about how far along we are. This is in the shade Too Neutral from the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I really like this one. It has some like love or hate situation going on. Like some people love it, some people hate it. I love it. I think it's amazing. One of my favorite foundations, but I'm not using it right now because I don't need something all over my face. Like I feel like if your whole face is looking fine, it's just a few individual spots, you don't really need foundation. You just need some spot concealing and that's it. Because why are you covering up like the good skin, like the one that like this bit here, like that really just doesn't require anything because there's like nothing there, so why would I put anything there? Then I decided that lately I've been really enjoying kind of like a dewy face but not a shimmery face. Well, an intentionally shimmery face. So I've been really moving away from shimmery blushes and shimmery like bronzers and shimmery, like I like dewy. Like I think this is all very, well, ignore the actual stripe of highlight. Like the blush and the bronzer is like skin-like, but it's not shimmery. So I took out the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in Pillow Talk and the highlighter one in Spotlight, I believe, because they're both very shimmery. And I feel like once you start blending them out, they kind of go everywhere and then your whole cheek is just shimmery. So instead, I'm still using the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer in 02 Butter Biscuit. This is not, it doesn't have any shimmer in it. I think the only shimmery bronzer I have that's like a cream is the Glossier one. But even then, I think you blend that one out and the shimmer just kind of goes away. But this is how far along we are. We're almost done with it. And I actually told you guys that I was going to try a few other cream bronzers that I have in my collection just to see kind of what I'm going to move into. And I'm definitely going to go into the Milk bronzer, like the Milk stick bronzer. I'm never going to finish it. So like, is there any point of calling it a project pan at that point? Because I'm never going to finish it. But that is the best one. I think it's even better than this one because this one is a little bit too cool toned for me and it is quite dewy, like quite emollient. So I do feel like it doesn't last as long and it just kind of disappears. Like once I start blending other things on top, it just kind of disappears. Like I feel like now you can just basically see the blush but not really much of the bronzer, whereas the Milk one is a matte creamy formula, so it stays, like it stays. You don't have to set it, it will just stay. This one you kind of need to set for it to, so when you don't set it, you just kind of have to expect that it will go away. But I really like it. It's super easy to blend and obviously I've been just flying through it, so we'll fly through this one, and then the Milk bronzer is the one I'm going to go to next. So lately, as you guys know, my obsession has been just like Barbie pink blush, like the cool toned, almost bordering on like purple, like a just a cool toned Barbie blush. I think it looks amazing. I've been looking through my collection. I told you guys that I wanted to buy that one Colourpop one. No, I have one in my collection, don't you worry guys. So for cream, I use the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade, okay, why is there no shade? Bora Bora. And look at this goodness. This is, oh, it doesn't look as vibrant, or does it? I don't know, I can't really see in the viewfinder. Yeah, this is the one, this is the one. It looks a lot more coral on camera. It is straight up pink. Oh, there's a better angle. Straight up like bubblegum pink. I love it. I have it on right now. As you can see, it's not super, like, I think this looks very intimidating to people, like they would never pick this up. I believe that these kind of shades give you the most like natural flush and just like, you look young, you look like you're flushed, you look just summertime goodness. Like these are my favorite blushes these days. So this is just what I would go for. And then for highlight, once again, I don't want anything that's got like straight up glitter in it because that's a different step for me. Like these days, I just like using things that are just like dewy and then adding like strategic glitter wherever I kind of actually want it, instead of just having this like pile of just like shimmer everywhere and then like you can't really see where the highlight ends and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so I actually realized I bought this Tarte thing, the one that with like the little sponge. I bought it because it was on sale and I thought it was a concealer. I thought it was a glowy concealer. It's a glow wand. It's actually a liquid highlight. It kind of, I'm gonna be so completely honest with you guys, this kind of looks like the Charlotte Tilbury one, like, you know, the flawless filter stuff. I just finished that and this is in the shade Sunbeam that I've got, and it looks like this when you apply it to your hand, but then you start blending it out and it has got the most beautiful glow. Look at that. Oh, you just blend it on a face and it looks so good. So anyway, I've just been using that as a highlight, and then I will either set on top with other things or just leave it like this. Just depends. Today I didn't really set much. I set a little bit. So I'm using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in Sugar Cookie. One of the best setting powders I've ever used, actually. This is the most like finely milled. It doesn't settle in your lines. It doesn't make you look cakey, crepey and all the other things. It's just so beautiful. Let me just smack it down for you guys. Smack down, smack down. This is how much I've used up. And it's so easy because it's square. You can literally just see how much you've used up. I've used up about this much. It's about almost half. And I just use it under my eyes, T-zone, and I bake, and that's it. So after that, I decided to put in a face palette because I was feeling crazy. Because I already used up quite a bit of this palette and I feel like I could really make a dent in it. Mainly if I like start traveling or do anything like that of any sort. I mean, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look of Love in a palette, Pretty Blushed Beauty. It's just the lighter one of the two. And actually I've already used so much of the powder and I've used up a bit of the bronzer, and like the blush and highlight are so small, and then you get 3 eyeshadows, which is just nice. With this one, look how much I've already used. It's so indented. I feel this is the perfect palette to put in. I'm already using this, obviously, just instead of like the full pan. This is the Flawless Finish Powder, and I love Charlotte Tilbury bronzers. So now, when I do cream, you guys know that I have to set it. No, when I do cream, I will either leave it like that or I'll set it with the equivalent in powder. So I will do this bronzer, I'll obviously do some powder, I'll do some highlight if I'm just feeling like a glowy, dewy look, and I'll just use eyeshadows. I might use this blush because it's quite pink. Like I like this tone. I think it's still quite pink. Or if I'm feeling like doing a more dramatic look, I found this Kaleidos blush. Now I loved these. Now I loved these when I first tried them, and then I think because I put them away into like a weird spot because the packaging is quite like big, I kind of forgot about what shades I had. I realized that I had exactly what I was looking for. This is what happens when you have a large collection. You forget that you have things. So I actually put this on top today, and I think it just adds that beautiful. These are so pigmented, so easy to blend out though. They literally feel like butter. This is what it looks like. It just blends out so well. You can't even see it. Anyway, it blends out super well, super buttery, super beautiful. The packaging is stunning. So anyway, now I use this on top of that if I'm feeling like it, or I will just go in with this one if I'm looking for a more natural kind of look. This one has some shimmer going through it, but it's like very subtle. So it almost reminds me not inconsistency, in the way that it looks on the cheeks of Milano Luminoso, where it's like, it's technically got shimmer in it, but the shimmer doesn't really translate on the face. It just translates as glow, which is what I'm looking for these days, which is why I'm going to be taking out the Candyland Super Shock blush in Gummy More, because it has shimmer in it, like shimmer in it. Like, I think I liked this for a bit when I was going through my like, I want all shimmer everywhere phase, but right now I'm doing glossy dewy, and this just has like actual shimmer going through it, like pieces of glitter is what I mean. I don't know if you can see it. No. Oh yeah, maybe like just the specks of glitter are just not what I'm going for right now. It's not the look. I love the smell of this blush so much. Oh my god. Anyway, so I'm putting this back into my collection. I've already hit pan on it. Isn't that what project panning is about? I've hit pan. I'll come back to this when I'm feeling like doing glitter all over my face again. That time will come, by the way. Like me and trend cycling. What I said about strategic highlight is, I mean this. I like putting on, if I don't do this one is a very natural highlight, very just like glowy, glossy, dewy. But in the summertime, I like to have a strategic, I think this is a summertime thing for me. I like a all dewy face without glitter, so I can put glitter in strategic places. Because when the sun hits you, you don't want to just be glitter. Like you want glitter, like you just want like a glisten in some areas, but I feel like in the wintertime you don't really notice it because there's not enough shine hitting your face, so you don't really see the glitter as much. It's just like dew. But in the summertime when the sun hits you, you don't want to just be like tinfoil. Like you want like strategically placed glitter, unless you want tinfoil, that's fine. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats. Obviously kept this in my project pan because I'm like working through it. It is completely flat, even though it didn't start out that way. I loved this highlight last year summertime, and this year summertime is coming back in full force. This is what's on my cheeks today. I use my finger. I literally just go like this and then just dab, and then you can use a clean finger to kind of blend it out. And it's so much more strategic, and when the sun hits, you just have like these specks of beautiful silvery glitter. I use it on my nose, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, and on my cheeks. I don't use it on my forehead. I don't really like glitter on my forehead. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing these days. Oh, and of course I still have my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder and Ethereal Light. I use this all over my face, and I've gone through like 2 of these already, and I've gone through like the actual face palette ones, because I've used up ones in face palettes and I've used up individual ones. I go through these like water. I know people are like, oh my god, they're so difficult to finish. Not for me, because I just slathered these on. So this has already been essentially flattened out. It's normally like a pillow. You can still see some of the lines here where it's like more 3D. But yeah, I've already flattened it out. I just use this everywhere just to like merge everything together. I might just use it now because I think I forgot to. I literally just slather my brush in there. And then I just kind of, you know, do one of those. I just think it like makes everything look so much more seamless. Like even here, see that? Like that looks so much more blended. That's the step that was missing in my routine today. Look at that. That just looks so much better. So now that we've done that, I've left like the highlight alone. I'm not touching that bit of the face, just like right here. One of my favorite products of all time. So that's kind of how I'm doing with all of these. I've used up obviously the small mascara last time I showed you guys that. I'm still using the Glossier Boy Brow. This is a newer one. It's in blonde, and I still have the Brow Flick, but I'm kind of not using it as much lately. I feel like my brows aren't as like, they don't need it as much, but there'll come a time where I need to use this again. So this one is like a little bit older than this one. I was using this one with previous gel, so this has lasted me essentially 2 brow gels. So it's like a 2 to 1 instead of a 1 to 1. Eyeshadow primer, I still use this essentially every time I do my makeup. I didn't use it today because I don't really have much on my eyes, except for I literally just used this shimmer all over the eyelid and nothing else. Just blend into the crease and that's it. I think it just gives such an ethereal glow. Anyway, this is the Sigma eyeshadow primer in Ignite. This is how we're doing. At some point we'll finish this, and then I'm sure I have some other eyeshadow primers. I have so many eyeshadow primers, it's actually not even funny. I've kept in some single shadows still, and I still use them. I have the Westman Atelier iPod in Tabac. It's just like this shimmery, shiny, like in between kind of satin. You can use it with a finger, you can use it with a brush. I kind of use this for like a one eyeshadow type look, and I think I'm gonna finish it actually at some point. It's super small, but you really have to dig in to get pigment. Like, this is one of those like natural, so you can layer on like 5 times and you still have a very natural look. So I end up really slathering this on. I think it's like the perfect shade for just like every day. It's like that perfect in between, just like kind of fits every makeup look. Then I have 3 Kylie glazes. You guys know that I used to love this product. I think this was her best product, and now that she's rebranded, she doesn't sell these anymore. I'm not sure if they're gonna come back, but these were her favorite. No, these were not her favorite, these were my favorite products of all her products. I think this was really high quality product and it made sense for me. So these are my 3 favorite shades. If you have these in your collection, please whip them out because they're amazing. I like Ocean Child, it's gold. I like Deep Sea Dreams for pink, and Night Swim for like a neutral champagne. Night Swim is my favorite, and it always was my favorite. I used this the other day and it's just stunning for one of these looks, like the all over look. Look at this one. Beautiful. They look so wet on the eyes. I remember taking these on holiday with me instead of like a full eyeshadow palette, and because they're kind of cream-ish, like they're like a cream gel glaze, I don't know, they stay on really well. So I would go to, you know, attraction parks and yada yada, and it would stay on my eyes the whole time because it's not powder, so it doesn't really disappear in the water. It's not fully liquid, so it doesn't crease. This is the pink one. It's like a shift from pink to purple, and it is so stunning. I love these so much. If I'm traveling again anytime soon, I'm bringing Kylie eye glazes and like nothing else, just bronzer in my crease, and that's it. I can't even speak today. And this is Ocean Child, which is the gold one. Oh, this one's so good. I think genuinely if I was going on holiday these days, I would take this for in the crease slash all over the eyelid, and then one of these, and then just change them every day for a different look. And I can do eyeshadow in 2 minutes. That's it. That's all I would need. And that's what I did some time ago. Or I would just bring something like this, where you have the bronzer slash like 1 or 2 eyeshadows, and then you can just add in the eye glaze, and then you obviously have the other things. Like, that's just kind of my perfect, like my ideal travel situation is just this. So I've been using these. I don't think I'm ever going to finish them. They're very difficult to finish. I've had them for like years. They're going to expire before I finish them. They obviously have a 12-month shelf life. I've not been listening to that at all. I've had these since before 2019 because I remember taking them on holiday in 2019. So I must have had them since at least 2019 or before, and it's 2022. That's way past 12 months, but I like to live on the edge, so that's what I do. And then you'll be happy to hear that I finished my, there's obviously a little bit left, but it's just spraying at me at this point. It's like spitting at me. This is the mixture of that Kylie Christmas setting spray with the Colourpop Limoncello collection vitamin C spray. I mixed them together because they're both glittery and shimmery. This now spits at me, and it's also old. So this is officially leaving my collection. Are you guys proud of me? Because I'm proud. With my other setting spray, I'm just still using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. This is about where we're at. So I'm pretty sure I have more in my collection of these. If not, I just have to keep on using whatever else I have. I'll probably still have this by next month though. And for a glowy substitute, because I like to have one long wearing setting spray and then one like dewy mist, I'm just going to use the Glow Recipe Watermelon ultra fine mist because it's ultra fine and doesn't spit at me. Now I found this today and I thought it'd be a great addition into like summertime and primers and stuff like that. So I have a lot of SPFs. Mainly I like the Glossier one because it's clear, but I also like this Supergoop Glow Screen. It's got SPF 30 just like the Glossier one, but it's more of a primer. It like feels like a silicone-y primer. So I might try this and see if it meshes well with this. If not, I'll just continue using the Glossier one until I've run out of all the Glossier ones, and then I'll just put this on sidelines, use this, and then come back. But I'm gonna try and see if these two will work together. If not, we've got a problem, but not really. And for eyeshadow, I've decided, like, I'm not really doing a project pan, but obviously I've got this, so maybe at some point I'll finish this. But right now I've just put this into my project pan just to see if I can like start making a dent on something. This is the Lorac Pro, just the number 1. I bought this some time ago, and I think it's so neutral that maybe if I keep this in my project pan all year, at some point I'll hit pan on something. So this is just going to sit in the back of my makeup bag, and if I feel like using it I will, but no pressure. So actually conveniently I just finished doing my lipstick, and I always keep it kind of just out and about, so I'm this far along in my Forever and Always by Kylie lip liner. This is it, that's all we got left. I feel like once I put the lid of it back on and it like comes down to a point where I can like barely take it off, that's when I'll be done with this. I'm still using the Glossier G, like Generation G lipstick in Leo, but you can't really see a difference. I don't think I've used up much of it, but I'm trying. I just kind of use this to like dot on, so I'm not even using much of it, but I'm trying to finish it just before it expires. And this is the Colourpop So Juicy in Candy Coated. This is how much I've used up of it. So we're like getting to like the third of it mark, because obviously the top bit is thinner than the bottom, so like this looks like a third, but a third is probably somewhere down here, because then this bit is thicker. So I mean, I think I'm doing quite well. I obviously like do my lips as I do my makeup, and then I'll reapply during the day. So these products are getting quite a bit of use, luckily. And that'll be it for my project pan. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, anything, comment down below, and subscribe to those videos every time I think I have something to do. So hit that bell, you'll be notified when that's happening. Social media links, any other links in the description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.